Welcome back to Crusader Kings 3 Game of Thrones. At the end of the last episode, we finally married off to Lyanna, that's amazing. It feels great. I think once we have a son, we're probably going to name him Jon Targaryen. Of course, our Jon Snow in this storyline was actually stillborn, so there's no real Jon Snow, but there will be a Jon Targaryen in our alternative universe here. If we also go ahead and zoom out, you can see that for now, the Seven Kingdoms are actually united. However, one thing I want to do today, if we go ahead and look at the kingdom titles here, we have the Crown Lands here, but I don't actually have the Crown Lands title, so I don't think it has been formed yet. Yeah, there we go. You can create the Kingdom of the Crown Lands. How much gold is that going to cost us? 500 gold. Wowzers. The good news is, though, thanks to King's Landing and whatnot, we are actually earning 21.2 gold per month right now, which is amazing. We're also building some fishing net weavers, so we'll have to go ahead and see how that carries on today. Do I have any court positions I want to fill? Of course, we don't have a Warden of the North yet. Should I name the Stark Warden in the North? I think it would make sense because we are allied with her now. Even though she's young, I guess she is in charge of the North. What's this? The celebrations had come to an end, and the evening's entertainment seemed to be over when Queen Lyanna suggested a reading. A clerk soon arrives, wondering what the guests would like to hear, and I see my chance to impress Lyanna. What do I think she'll like? I think, let's be entertained, why not? As the clerk reads for us, Lyanna seemed completely engrossed. She later approaches me. "Good choice, Rhaegar," she says and puffs her chest. It was great, wasn't it? There we go, amazing. So we are trying to seduce her as well, I believe. Yeah, we are seducing Lyanna as well, because we really do want that male son from her, of course. He won't be my heir, but he would be my second son. And there we go, Lyanna is pregnant. Good news. Hopefully this one survives. So, Lady Paramount Pala here. Is it actually possible to make you Warden of the North? I assume this is a special one. It is. So we have Stannis, we have Tywin, we have Doran here. If I go to Warden of the North, I might sort... Oh, I can't sort by rank. Okay. She might be too young. I'm not sure if there's an age limit here. I mean, we could make Lyanna our queen, Warden of the North. She is a Stark after all. However, she's not currently ruling there, is she? She's ruling with me. I don't think we can make the child Warden of the North. What I'm going to do then, just temporarily, is actually make Lyanna Warden of the North. Even though she's in King's Landing, she can represent House Stark until Lady Pala here comes of age. So let's go ahead and do that. I think that's fair enough. Hopefully it doesn't mess with anything here. Do we want anything else? Keeper of the Cells. Scheme discovery chance, hostile scheme success chance. We're earning a lot of gold, so we can get some of this. Domain taxes. Okay, this could be worth it, maybe. You guys aren't very good at this. My mother and my aunt. Why not? Princess Rhaegar. Let's go ahead and make you the harbour master. There we go, that should be fine. I like these, the way they display these. The 4 images with the background just looks really cool. What else can we have? Don't actually have many more special ones here. Well, I'm considering we can't have a scepter. No one meets the requirement. What about royal? Lady in waiting. Stress loss and hostile scheme resistance. Powerful agent in hostile schemes against me. Princess Elia or my mother. Let's not go ahead and do that, I guess. That's very expensive as well. Food taster. I think we're safe for now. Master of the Horse Cupbearer. Do we have something like a... Let's go to common. Something like an architect, maybe? Maybe we already have one already. Control growth could be good. Do we have control issues? I don't think we actually have control issues right now, so let's go ahead and leave that. Enables you to reforge or repair artifacts. We need a court smith, of course we do. My mother again. We don't have many good choice. Mother, you're gonna learn to become a smith, thank you very much. So we go to our artifacts now. I mean, we have a few. Actually, our court artifacts would be fine, wouldn't they? What I want to be looking at is these artifacts. I don't think they're actually taking any damage. You know what would be nice? A Valyrian steel sword. I'm not sure we can go to war for artifacts yet, though. Gregor Clegane has increased his prowess by 1. That's nice to see. Who's this? Why would you honour that fiend Rhaegar with a position at court and not me? My Kingsguard Jarmin is livid. You're a Kingsguard. What do you mean I haven't given you a position? Apparently he had been certain that the honour would befall him and no one else. Oh, come off it. You're on the Kingsguard. What more do you want? The absolute cheek of that. I don't think we have control issues. No, control is absolutely fine. We gained a level of devotion as well. We're now faithful to the 7. Oh dear, what's happened with Lyanna's dress there? Some of my councillors believe the job is theirs by right or blood, or influence alone. How wrong they are. I expect results, yet I am often disappointed. After a long day, I am complaining to Lyanna when she interrupts me. Let me do something about it, husband. A few lessons might sharpen their wits. I think you need to get a slightly bigger dress as well. What do we do here? The Master of Laws. He would lose opinion on me. Give a few lessons to my Master of Coin Tywin. I don't think he needs the lessons, but it would increase his opinion on me, so let's go ahead and do that. I would like to keep the Lannisters on my side. They are a very powerful house, of course. We don't have an alliance with the Lannisters, though. What I might do is change her dress, because it doesn't seem to have the stretching thing that they were talking about. Yeah, all of these, you see. Let's give her some... I mean, this looks like High Valyrian dragon armor almost. Let's go ahead and give Queen Lyanna this. There we go, just so she's not showing her bare stomach. The latest work of my vassal Lord Mace has become all the rage at court of late. The piece deals with feelings of sorrow and loss, and Mace has publicly dedicated it to me. So, Lord Mace of the Reach there. When such beautiful countenance is hid from sight, those left behind must feel a blight. Without him we are but hollow shells, all lonely hearts in separate cells. So far I've kept my thoughts to myself, but the buzz has grown too dramatic to ignore for much longer. Okay. I can see this is truly heartfelt. Thank you very much. One thing we could also do, I mean, we're saving the 500 gold first, but after that, I really want to get some more Dragon Keepers. And we'll try and focus on improving those, just so if there is any more rebellions, which I highly expect there to be, then we should be okay to fight them off and whatnot. Do we have any special decisions we can partake in? I don't think we do we? We can develop the capital. That actually might be something we look at. First though, it looks like Doran here has arrived at my court, so let's go ahead and show him in. No gold, but that's fine. We get a little bit of prestige and a little bit of renown as well. And there we go, we got some more vassals coming to visit us as well. What happens if I develop the capital? I dream that the Red Keep will one day be the envy of every ruler under the sky. I must endeavour to be the champion who turns it into the jewel of the earth. All that is needed is for me to put in some more work. Who needs sleep anyway? So development growth in realm capital would increase by 0.2 per month for 5 years. We would gain a critical stress modifier because we are diligent. Does not shy away from hard work. But I mean, this is hard work, right? Why would we gain stress for that then? Or is it just because we're diligent that we unlock this? I think it's because we're diligent we unlock this event. Can we exercise? Build the Dune Road. What's this? Build a large road from Storm's End to Sunspear, increasing the wealth of all counties it passes through. Oh, that could be... Development growth plus 10%. That could hugely increase wealth in the south, of course. That could be amazing. I like these small things. Right, we need to make the kingdom of the Crown Lands, though. There's a lot of things I need to spend gold on. Let's go ahead and unpause. We'll let things progress a little bit. We're going to have to prioritize. I think let's make the kingdom title first, just so that increases the organization of the title hierarchy and everything like this. And then we'll look at maybe also upgrading our holdings and then building the road. So the road would go from here down to here. No, down to here. There we go. I was going to say it's not a very big road, is it? That would be very nice, to be fair. I think we should go ahead and try that in the future. Greetings, my thoughtful lead. My entourage and I have just arrived in the Red Keep after wearying travel. Very important matters regarding the welfare of the Gauntlet that I must discuss with you. Where is this? Oh, okay, that's... Wow, it's literally right next to me. Okay, I am interested in this then. Let's go ahead and fetch Lord Mathos and bring him straight to me. Lord Mathos is at last shown into my great hall and wastes no time before walking up to my throne and bowing deeply. Thank you for seeing me, my liege. I come to you today with an urgent request. The lordship of the Gauntlet is beset by the virulent and godless venerators of Baelor. My priests do their best, but I fear they need assistance if the realm is to be free of evil. So we could... 300 gold is a lot of money. My priests do their best, but I fear they need assistance if the realm is to be free of evil. The smith shows us that such work is not without cost. So if he pays us 50 gold, we will go ahead and do this. Okay, so he gives us 50 gold, but we give him 300 gold. And we have solved his religious problems. So we had to give him 250 gold. It's better than 300 gold, though. Why not? I do want to try and look after my vassals still, I guess. Oh, Lyanna, you have been so brave, so strong. Words cannot describe my love for you. And now we have a perfect little daughter. Oh, I want a son. Who will you become, my child, and what shall I call you? Oh, look at that. She is beautiful, of course. Now, who was beautiful? Me? Yes, I am. What about Lyanna? Lyanna is pretty. Okay, there we go. And that's a good combination there. So we could give her a High Valyrian name. However, in respect to Lyanna and the fact that we lost... the fact that we lost our third child, I think after Queen Lyanna's mother, there we go, Liara, let's go ahead and do that. I think that's fitting because we've already picked our first son's name, so I'll let her pick our first daughter's name. May you grow to be strong and wise, my daughter. The servants have all been sent away and our bed has been decorated with seashells. As Queen Lyanna enters our chambers, she smiles boldly and joins me without any hesitation. With the help of hands, mouths and limbs, we reaffirm the devotion we swore before the seven, who are one, perhaps in a more carnal fashion than intended. As we are united in marriage, we are now united in heart. There we go. Lyanna has become my lover there, and we do lay with her, which is good to see. Okay. Greetings, my implacable liege. I hereby invite you to a feast at my court in Sharp Point. It will be a grand affair worthy of your honourable presence. Where's this one? I'm slowly learning the map. Okay, that's not too far away as well. It would be my pleasure. Of course, I would love to attend this feast. Now, what we could also do is go ahead and try to romance Lyanna. Maybe we can become soulmates. The time has come to let my feelings towards Queen Lyanna be known. I want her to remember this day for the rest of her life. We could impress her by winning a sparring match. We're not that I mean, we're strong, but not in terms in Game of Thrones strong. I mean, there's guys running around with 40 plus prowess. Let's go ahead and write her a love poem. I think she'll appreciate that. The candle is burning low when I finally finish my poem. Before I send it, I give it one last read. Your luscious lips are like stars in the sky. I would be blessed if I could have you close. While I may know the depths of your love, you put the maiden to shame. Doesn't rhyme, but the waiting is unbearable. The thought of rejection makes me sick to my stomach. When her reply arrives, I tear the seal with shaken hands. While I cannot encourage you, my liege, I am most grateful for your kind words. Yours faithfully, Lyanna. Ah, she's just being modest. I know she wants me. Lyanna won't resist my charms for long. There we go. I mean, we've already slept together multiple times. Let's go ahead and unpause this. Every guest is gathered in the great hall and our gracious host, Lord Jonlin, has welcomed us all to the feast. There we go. We need to go ahead and educate our daughter, though. Have I pinned everyone? We don't need to pin you now. Let's go ahead and pin my first daughter. I'm just going to reorder this so they're in order. There we go. Let's go ahead and ping you as well. Now, what education do we want you to be focused on? You're on stewardship. You're on martial. I think let's wait until we see what she's kind of good at, right? That would make the most sense, I think. The feast is dwindling down and I find myself deep in conversation with my audacious vassal, Lord Jonlon. He inquires about my opinions on theological treatises, a subject he is deeply interested in himself. It's a subject that fascinates me as well. We grow closer to forming a friendship. There we go, we made a new friend. That's always good to see. The pleading gaze I received from my vassal Ormond is taken on a desperate tone. A group of guests are approaching the corner he has hidden all evening, and the walls are hindering his escape. To think a master would act in such a way. Now, because we're solitary, let's pick this one. Ormond, I need to talk to you in private. We'll go ahead and save him, and we do gain a hook on him as well. We could all tell Lord Jonlon had too much to drink, even though he insisted on showing us how sober he was. Simply rising from his seat proved too much for him, and now I am covered in stinking vomit. I mean, we made friends, but... let's see. We gain stress either way. Do you know what? What a show you pull on. There we go. He is my friend after all. So I don't think it's too much of a big deal. What a feast. I remember the days spent in Lord Jonlon's halls for a long time to come. Now it is time to wash off the traces of merriment and wine, and once more resume my duties as Lord of the Realm. Farewell, my friends. There we go. Nothing like a good old feast, eh? Queen Lyanna is pregnant. Hopefully this time, my son. As of late, all of my visits to Lyanna have been ruined by my Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, Baron. Oh, Baron. I'll kick you off the Kingsguard. He follows her everywhere like a lost puppy. His attempts to charm the lady are laughable, yet I fear his persistence will be rewarded. Oh dear, I mean he doesn't actually have that much prowess. Similar to mine. A duel will prove who is worthy. Seems rather risky though. I don't want to poison him. I don't want to pay him either. You know what? A duel will prove he is worthy. Or prove who is worthy. If he's a true Kingsguard, he wouldn't want to injure his king. Baron stood no chance against my might. His defeat was surely embarrassing, and my pet Lyanna saw all of it. She has not paid him any attention since. Another enemy vanquished. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Bit risky there, but that's fine. We have improved our commanders as well. Are we? Yeah, we are on trained commanders. I think that's the best thing to be on here. Now, I did learn as well. If you press this, we can reassign our focus. Now, whilst we are currently on learning... Actually, let's just stay on learning because we're getting that lifestyle experience. Same with this. I'm going to keep Lyanna on learning as well. Is there anything else I want to change here? I don't think so. I think actually things are doing rather okay, aren't they? Nothing we need to be concerned of. We do... Oh no, we hired Gregor Clegane. I can't replace this either. You have to serve for life once you're in the Kingsguard. Otherwise, I don't think Gregor is a good person to put in charge anyway. He's not the most stable, is he? We've built fishing net weavers in King's Landing. So what's that doing for us? That's giving us some tax, development growth, and embark cost reduction. Beautiful stuff. We've also gone ahead and built that in Dragonstone as well. Sweet Lady Lyanna, I sigh as I kneel before her. My only desire is to bring you honour and happiness. Pray tell me, how can I prove my love for you? Lyanna gives me a long look. Lady Melario's necklace is lovely, she says, and nods her head in the direction of Lady Paramount Melario, the wife of my hand of the King Lord Doran, but it would look even better around my neck. Oh, it's a lot of gold you want, isn't it? We could steal it. Or just compliment. You know, I'm just going to compliment her tastes. I'm sure she understands that we need to prioritize investing gold into the realm. Otherwise, we're going to stagnate and, dare I say, lose a rebellion if one occurs again. What in the world has happened to my daughter, Rhaenys? I actually have no idea how to say this. She is all bruised and beaten, and she refuses to name who did this to her. Was it an older child, or did she pester a noble to the point of fury? Now she has all but stopped talking and constantly hides away when there's people nearby. Poor girl. Looks like my daughter is also going to be solitary, just like me. We do grow closer to forming a friendship because of this. Dear girl, you don't have to talk to anyone if you don't want to. Of course you don't. You're the son or the daughter of a Targaryen. Not just that, the king of the Seven Kingdoms, the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms. I think, would it be Emperor? It is an Empire title. Oh, look at that. We've gained some court traits as well. Greetings, my thoughtful liege. My entourage and I have just arrived in the Red Keep after wearying travel. Where important matters regarding the welfare of Longgrass. Where's this? Oh, it's actually right near us. Over there. There we go. We're going to learn the map. I assume I'm going to play this a lot. With the times to come, so we will learn the map eventually. Let's go ahead and fetch Lord Lewis and bring him to me. Lord Lewis is at last shown into my great hall and wastes no time before walking up to my throne and bowing deeply. Thank you for seeing me, my liege. I come to you today with an urgent request. My land's pale in comparison to your mighty capital. Well, of course, it's King's Landing. What do you expect? Jeez. Please spare some of King's Landing fortunes for the humble lordship of We're not doing this. Yeah, it's... I just can't. Some lands are just more blessed than others. If you pull in your hard work and acquire such land for yourself as well, I'm sure you wouldn't, or you'll be fine. As my Rose and I walk through the Red Keep gardens, I gesture at the greenery around us. For all their beauty, there isn't a single flower which rivals your own, my lady. Bit cheesy. There is one, she says with a mischievous smile. A rare orchid from the Iron Throne, which is nearly impossible to cultivate. The abandoned Sept Garden in Ronfield is the only place where it thrives in these regions. Huh. Arthur might be able to help me out. Possibly. Oh, it's Arthur Dane. Sadly, even though it says he's a member of the Kingsguard, he's not actually. I think they fixed this, but it's only on new saves. So Arthur is a member of the old Kingsguard. He kept his armor though. Let's get, maybe Arthur will help us out here. And let's see. Arthur Dane finds an orchid in the ruins, so he has managed to help us there. And we got the special gift for Lyanna, and we have actually became best friends with Muton, our other Kingsguard, which is very nice to see. Lyanna has given birth to a son. And he's beautiful as well, of course. You guys knew this was coming. Jon Targaryen. There he is. We don't have a Jon Snow in our save, but we do have a Jon Targaryen. May you grow to be strong and wise, my son. He's going to be my second son, of course. Let's go ahead and pin him there. He doesn't have brown hair, but he does have nice blonde hair there, which you would expect nothing less from a Targaryen. Every time I close my eyes, I see Queen Lyanna's face. Sleep will not come. I cannot wait another moment. Cloaked in shadows, I make my way to the garden outside her living quarters. The sight of Lyanna's chamber window makes my heart stutter. So close and yet so far. But wait, who is that climbing up the tower? A shady figure stops by Lyanna's window and unlatches the shutters. My spring blossom is in danger. I must save her. Yes, we must save her. Let's try that one. The sound from the struggle above is the greatest motivator I have ever known. Without care for life or limb, I hoist myself through Queen Lyanna's window. I feel as if I have plunged into a frozen lake. Lyanna is on the floor, the intruder pushing her down, a gleaming blade between them. With a roar, I grab the villain by the collar and throw him into the wall. The rest is a blur. When the danger is over, I turn towards her. Lyanna, are you alright? I ask cautiously. As if my words were a spell, she finally unfreezes and throws herself into my arms. Thank the old gods you are here, Rhaegar. I will never let you get into harm's way again. There we go. We have became soulmates with Lyanna. That's very fitting, isn't it? And that's going to end our romance scheme there. Who's this? Lord Roland here has arrived at my court. Let's go ahead and show him in at once. No gold, but that's okay. So we go ahead and look here. We are now soulmates. You and Queen Lyanna found eternal love after you rescued Queen Lyanna from a thief. How much opinion does that actually give us here? Oh, it's hard to see. It might actually be off the bottom of the... I think it's off the bottom here. We have so many positive relations. Oh no, soulmate there. Plus 120. There we go. For some reason, I can't... There we go. Click on it. Soulmate plus 120 opinion. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Let's go ahead and check on my council. Is there anyone I need to improve relations with? Probably Varys. I want to keep him on my side. We've already seen how much power he has in hostile schemes. We made a friend. Your careful education and guardianship of Rhaenys Targaryen planted the seeds of lasting friendship. That's good to see there. While his numerous attempts to curry my favour have not gone unnoticed, I cannot feel but irritated by Lord Adrian's sudden interest in me. If anything, his obsessive desire to impress me and his blundering displays of fabricated affection have only made me dislike him more. Why can he not leave me in peace? Yeah, we're not going to be too mean there. And our daughter has gained 1 learning because she's our friend as well. Lyanna is pregnant once more. Montford also increased his prowess. Our knight's getting very strong there. Can I go ahead and look at my knights here? Are you actually a knight? Yeah, you're a knight. I assume all of these guys... I don't think you can actually be a knight, right? No, because you're in the Iron Islands. Is it possible? So, for example... Yeah, you guys are already knights. Is it possible to knight someone that isn't a knight, maybe? I think most of these guys will already be knights because they're getting bonuses to have this much prowess, maybe? We'll have to see. When my eldest son is a little bit older, I think at 9 years old, I can make him become a squire. So we'll have someone on my King's Guard, tutor him and raise him, and then things should be good there. Greetings, my implacable liege. I've discovered that Lord Ronnet's inherited contract obliges him to more than you have collected. Oh yes, raise the taxes. Thank you. I love money. We've gained a new learning perk available. What should we get here? Stress gain minus 20%. I like the sound of that. Let's go for this. Learning perk. Oh no, we just clicked on this one. There we go. Greetings, my implacable liege. I hereby invite you to a feast at my court in Blackstripe Keep. It will be a grand affair worthy of your honourable presence. Where is this? Oh, it's right next to me. Okay. It would be my pleasure. Like that, we don't have to host feasts of our own. Everyone else is hosting them. Every guest is gathered in the great hall, and our gracious host, Lord Roland, has welcomed us all to the feast. This better be worth my time. As one plate of food is replaced by my next, my vassal Lord Renfred goes on and on about the blessings of family. And that was how we salvaged that mess. Are you sure I'm not boring you, my lord? No, please do go on. I'm trying to eat, but you can give me some entertainment. Tell me your stories. We could all tell that Lord Roland had too much to drink, even though he insisted on showing us how sober he was. Simply rising from his seat proved too much for him, and now I am covered in stinking vomit. Oh, what is it with these feasts and getting vomit on me? You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Roland. He isn't my friend, so we're not going to be quite as nice to him. But yeah, puking on the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms isn't your finest moment, is it? What a feast! I will remember the days I spent in Lord Roland's halls for a long time to come. Now it is time to wash off the traces of merriment and wine, and once more resume my duties as Lord of the Realms. Farewell, my vassal. We've also got some stuff going here. Gained 30 opinion for 5 years, and our knights also getting improved there as well. We can work off some stress. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm in the middle of my training when I spot Lord Montford also exercising. I look him up and down. Not only does he appear to be in good health, but also peak physical fitness. I would love to measure my prowess against his, but in what way? Should I take multiple factors into account if I wish to win? Raw strength, or a mix that can include stamina or wits? Now, what is he good at? He's got good prowess. Also martial and diplomacy. We could wrestle. How about a foot race? Do you know what? I'm going to challenge you to a sparring match. You are a little bit stronger than me. There we go. He does win the challenge, but we grow closer to forming a friendship, and we've learned to use a sword a little bit more. There's nothing quite like experience with a sword. Well, we're going to need that one day. Oh, look at that. Lord Paramount Balon is here. That's the Greyjoys, of course. Let's go ahead and bring him in at once and see what he wishes to converse about. Lord Balon is at last shown into my great hall and wastes no time before walking up to my throne and bowing deeply. Thank you for seeing me, my liege. I come to you today with an urgent request. My lands pale in comparison to your mighty capital. Well, you're on the Iron Islands. What do you expect? Please spare some of King's land and fortunes for the humble lordship of Pike and the benefit of the realm at large. No. We're not going to do that. Sorry about that. Tourney of Antlers. Where's this? Okay, nearby as well. It seems like all of these events are actually right nearby King's Landing. You are hereby invited to a grand tourney at Antlers. Do you know what? Let the list shall tremble. We're going to try our second hand here at combat. Maybe we could do better than the first one. When at last I reach the tourney grounds, I spare a moment to take in the sights and sounds. It seems that all and sundry of the realm's nobility have come, their pennants and banners fluttering in the breeze, their shields and heraldry proudly displayed. There is glory to be won here. The blast of a trumpet proclaims the imminent start of the qualification rounds. I spur my mount towards the lists. For glory! Can we do better this time? I hope so. My courage and training have seen me through the preliminary rounds, and I take my place among the puissant warriors of the realm. A roar of the crowd thunders in my ears, and I can barely hear the trumpets heralding the start of the final rounds. I avoid the distraction of other contestants. You will not be informed about... yeah, let's just focus on ourselves here, because we know how many pop-ups we get when we're at these tourneys, don't we? Look at that, our command is improving again. We're ready when the next war arrives. The herald announces that the next tilt, Lord Willis and King Rhaegar take their places in the lists. The roar of the crowd is tinged with excitement, anticipation, and an unmistakable touch of bloodlust. How much prowess do you have? 20 prowess? I have 29. Hopefully we can win this one. Should I bet money on myself? We are a gambling man. We've gambled at a few of these events. Do you know what? The excitement will be even more palpable with a coin or two on the line. I'm gonna bet on myself to win here. I'm confident that... oh gosh. What am I doing? Who's thunder down the lists, and I take aim at my opponent, but I am slower to the mark. The weight of a mountain slams into my chest, shattering my vision into 1,000 fragmentary shards. This is not... yeah, not ideal is one way of putting it. Summoning every ounce of will and training I have at my disposal, I manage to stay in my saddle. I shake the stars from my vision, catch my breath, and wheel my horse round for another tilt. Oh, it's not over yet. We can still win this. My mount holds steady, my aim is true, and I hammer my opponent with the tip of my lance. The crowd roars, and I bathe in a torrent of exultation. My opponent teeters in his saddle, squeezing onto his mount as for dear life. Oh, we could have him here. Fool, you fool! No man alive could have withstood my blow, and I glory in the sight of my foe tumbling into the dirt. In this moment, I feel half a god. Victory is mine. Oh, do we get the gold as well? King Rhaegar has prevailed against Lord Willis and will advance to the next round. More significantly for me, since I had the foresight to bet on myself, I will fatten my purse nicely. Thank you, King Rhaegar. Yeah, it was a thrilling tilt. We gained 250 gold, almost doubled our gold there. Look at that, beautiful stuff. Lord Palia has also gained 10 opinion of me. Thanks to my wife there. There we go. Lyanna doing wonderful things as always. We do have enough gold to form their kingdom now. We will do that after this tournament. The heraldry announces the next tilt. King Rhaegar and Lord Aelin. 20 proud. Do we bet on ourselves again? The excitement will be... you know what? I'm going to do it. We're going to bet on ourselves once more. 150 gold on the line here. Hooves thunder down the lists, and I take aim at my opponent, while I am slower to the mark. The weight of a mountain slams into my chest, shattering my vision into 1,000 fragmentary shards. Okay, so we're going to get the same events here. The impact is far too much to withstand. I feel the wind as I hurtle through the air, only for a second impact to crush the air from my lungs. Oh dear, so much pain. I think we're going to lose. Yeah, sadly we lost that, and we lost our gold as well, so... I think in total we lost about 40 gold there in this tournament. But we had some fun gambling, so that's fine. Lyanna has also given birth to another daughter. Let's go ahead and call her something. What should we do? Visenya. Oh, that's a nice name, isn't it? May you grow strong and wise, my daughter. We're going to call her Visenya. She's also beautiful as well. Got the trait beautiful. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll pin you. just to keep an eye on you. Aegon Targaryen is now 9 years old, so he can squire. So I could have him as my squire. A squire is a knight in training. They serve as a knight's attendant, helping him with all of his duties. A character is eligible to become a squire once they turn 9 years old, and until they are 21 years old. While serving as a squire, they will experience special events that raise or lower their squirehood experience. Once they are old enough and their experience is high enough, they may be knighted. A squire's journey to knighthood is affected by their traits and personality. Some characters will handle it better than others. Should I become his? Should he squire for me? Or do I want him to squire for... Considering he's my heir, I'm actually going to have him squire for me. But my other sons, I'll be more willing to allow one of my Kingsguard to tutor them. So let's go ahead and take my son as my squire here. Aegon is serving as a knight's attendant with the hope of one day becoming a knight on his own. We are a knight, correct? Yes, we are. Of course we would be. Train your squire. Okay, let's go ahead and click on this. Let's go ahead and train him and see what this menu's all about. I haven't seen this one before. It is my responsibility to train them in the ways of knighthood. I've decided to practice a particular skill with them today, but I need to select one. What I think I should do here is first train his swordsmanship. If we can have him learn how to use a sword at a young age, then by the time he comes of age, he should be very adept with a sword. So let's go ahead and train his swordsmanship. Hopefully that will be a good option there and give us some good little story outcomes and whatnot. Aegon and I sparred with practice swords today. After all, a knight is only as good as their swordsmanship. During our training session, Aegon demonstrated quick thinking and martial prowess with his practice sword. It was impressive seeing how determined they were to master today's tactics. An excellent training session. There we go, my son. Looks like he's very eager to become a knight. Shields have been shaken, lances splintered, and good men unhorsed, all to shift the wheat from the chaff of the assembled warriors. Of all knights and free riders who entered, only Lord Aegon remains unconquered. The small folk chant his name, while the betters bred applaud in a more dignified fashion. But all and sundry let out a rapturous cheer when he is crowned champion. Lord Aegon is also who we lost our bout to as well, so we lost to the best, it looks like. The long road home waits. It's not that long. Bit dramatic there. Tourney of Rosby. You are hereby invited to a... Should we go to another tournament? Yes. Let's do that. I won't read out every single screen now, though this time. Oh, Varys has occurred. I have gotten an idea, and in my attempts to align Varys to my interests, with the right arguments, I may be able to convince him that I am acting not merely in my own interest, but in the interest of the father above himself. I don't think Varys cares much for that. He cares about the realm. So we'll try and make a convincing argument. There we go. He is convinced. Maybe the two go hand in hand. We will go ahead and enter the tournament as well. We have another event for our squire. So let's go ahead and do this. I can train his swordsmanship as well. I think this time let's train his strategy. If he's going to lead the Seven Kingdoms, he's going to need good strategy on his side. Aegon and I trained in strategy today. A knight must know some military strategy after all. During our training session, Aegon showed a thorough understanding of the material I was teaching. I was very pleased to see how quickly they understood everything. An excellent training session. There we go. Looks like he's actually going to turn out to be quite the knight. My courage and training have seen me through the preliminary rounds, and I take my place among the most puissant warriors. Okay, I avoid the distraction. Let's just focus on our own fights for now. Sadly, I'm going to decline this one because we're already at a tournament, so I don't think it makes much sense to be at both at the same time. Okay, who are you? 13 prowess. Okay, I think I can safely gamble on myself here. Hopefully we don't lose this one. Victory is mine. There we go. It wasn't too bad a war, was it? We gained 215 gold for that one. I'm going to wait for the tournament to be over because we might gamble some more money. We can also train our squire again, so let's go ahead and do that. Lots of windows popping up. Who are you? Oh, you're a little bit better. I'm not going to gamble any money here. Let's go ahead and fight him. What should we train Aegon on today? Chivalry? I guess we want to do... Let's train him on chivalry today. Aegon and I practice our chivalry. After all, chivalry is required of a knight. During our training session, Aegon showed a demonstrated excellent chivalrous behavior. I was very pleased to see how they embraced the concepts I taught them. Beautiful stuff. Oh dear, are we going to lose this one? Yep, we've ended up... Okay, so we're out of the tournament. That's sad enough there. What we can do is create the Kingdom of the Crown Lands, though. So let's go ahead and do this. And everything should be okay there now. So if we look here, we do have the Crown Lands form. That should just make succession a little bit better. What is succession? Oh, designated heir. We don't have absolute crown authority. I can have absolute crown authority, though, for now. So we have male preference, of course. Primogeniture, oldest child inherits. Okay, that's fair enough. So the realm's not going to split anyway. Shields have been shaken, lances splintered, and good men unhorsed, all to sift the wheat from the chaff of the assembled warriors. Of all the knights and free riders who entered, only Lord Roger remains unconquered. The small folk chant his name, while the better bred applaud in a more dignified fashion, but all and sundry let out a rapturous cheer when he is crowned champion. And that's the guy we lost to as well, I believe. So, again, we lost to the strongest man in the tournament. Rhaenys Targaryen increased her martial. Speaking of increasing stats, let's go ahead and train Aegon in horse riding today. Can Rhaenys become a knight? I don't think so, right? Yeah, no. Sadly not. That's fine. It looks like an excellent training session once more. Aegon is really taking to this knight training, isn't he? Greetings, my handsome liege. I hereby invite you to a feast at my court in Strongcliff. It will be a grand affair worthy of your honourable presence. It will be my pleasure. Free food. Hopefully no one vomits on me this time. The pleading gaze I receive from my acquaintance Raymond is taken on a desperate tone. A group of guests are approaching the corner he has hidden all evening, and the walls are hindering his escape. To think none would act in such a way. I need to talk to him in private. There we go, because he's I'm solitary and he's solitary. Looks like we've gained a hook on him there. Very nice. What kind of meat is this? So rich in flavour. One of these vegetables, almost sweet. Oh, and these wonderful little desserts. The feast has some of the best food I have ever tasted. Delightful. Life reaffirmed. Medium health boost. Wow. How is our health? Oh, we're only 32. Our health is amazing. House head change. We became the new house head of Targaryen. My father, Aerys the Mad King, has finally died of heart failure. So we are now the dynasty head and the house head. We're not the cultural head. No, we're not the cultural head, of course. But look at that. We are now the head of the Targaryens, which is amazing to see. How close are we to a dynasty legacy? Not very. Do we have a special dynasty legacy? I don't think so. Unless the bloodline is changed. I don't think. Select a congenital trait to become more common in the dynasty. Is there any way of me seeing what that is? I assume it was already picked for us. No idea. I actually have no idea on how to check that one. I've never actually gone that far down in the blood tree, even in vanilla. Usually I pick the other trees because it's just a little bit more roleplay friendly and whatnot. But well, maybe one of you guys can tell me about that. What a feast! I remember the days spent in Lord Rennifer's halls for a long time to come. Now it is time to wash off the traces of merriment and wine and once more resume my duties as Lord of the Realm. Farewell, my vassal. Farewell indeed. Can we build anything? Let's train my squire again. I think we're just going to go down the list. Let's train him in strategy. There we go. Ideally, I would want to build something new here. Now, oh dear, so many menus. I forget where everything is. Dragon Keepers are heavy infantry. Do we have anything to buff heavy infantry yet? We don't. But I think we're at a point where we want to focus a bit more on gold for now anyway. I mean, this isn't giving us gold. It's giving us prestige, though. There's a lot of buildings. We could build some apiaries. Some hunting grounds. Where's heavy infantry damage? That would be a barracks. So we only have room for one more gold building here, don't we? Yeah, this has already been built up. Or built upon. So we could build walls and towers. That gives tax and fort level. Farms and fields are good. What does this maxed out? 1.3 and development growth. Okay. Oh dear. I should have pressed the back button. Whereas if we go to farms and fields. Oh yeah, that has a lot more good stuff there, doesn't it? Okay, so we're gonna build a farms and fields. Let's go ahead and start building that in King's Landing. That'd be nice. Aegon and I trained in strategy today. A knight must know some military strategy after all. An excellent training session. There we go. I'm intrigued to see how often this is going to pop up. Is it just going to keep popping up? I do wonder. What I also want to do is develop the capital. I completely forgot about this. We only get 18 stress. Let's go ahead and do this then. I dream that the Red Keep will one day be the envy of every ruler under the sky. I must endeavour to be the champion who turns it into the jewel of the earth. All that is needed is for me to put in some more work. Who needs sleep anyway? Plan the development. There we go. Hopefully King's Landing and the Red Keep can become very nice over the time. Let's go ahead and chain you in chivalry this time. I think we did strategy. It's hard to keep track. Another excellent training session though. Sadly, however, I think that's all I have time for today. So now that the Seven Kingdoms are united, it's a bit more peaceful. We don't have any rebellions and whatnot going on. But one good thing in here is our wife and Queen Lyanna here. Well, things are going very well there. We have 3 children already, including Jon Targaryen. Can't forget about him. So I'll be interested to see where things go from here. Maybe we'll have some rebellion soon and whatnot. But thank you for watching, guys, as always. And I will see you next time.